This video is for you if you are a Gen Xer on a job hunt and you're struggling to articulate your value. This is also for you if you are an HR business partner or C-suite executive, or you lead your company's diversity efforts, whichever ones remain committed to that effort. Regardless, everybody listen up. In 2025, Gen X professionals' value is only increasing, not decreasing as they age. And in this video, I'm going to break down why. I'm Denise Renee, a business book writing coach and manuscript editor. I can help you write a book that shares your experience or expertise and grows your personal or business brand. This video is one piece of that puzzle, so let's jump in. Hey writers, and welcome Gen Xers. So this video lives at the intersection of writing a book as a tool you can leverage to help you navigate what's next in your career, and Gen X's need for really addressing that right now. So I did a video recently about a Gen X topic, and it was really rather kind of off the cuff, and you guys seem to really like it. So here's another one. You let me know what you think down in the comments below. So in this video, I'm going to be reacting to an article I just recently came across on LinkedIn, and I'm going to give you my thoughts as a 51-year-old Gen Xer who is currently both in the workforce and working on her personal and business brand on the side. So timestamps are below to help you navigate the video. So the title of the article that we're reading is "The Future of Work Needs Gen X. Here's Why." And it's written by Christina Green. So I'm going to be looking down at my computer, but I'll have it up here on the screen for you as we go along. Now, Christina Green is the founder of Cardigan Careers. I strongly recommend that you follow her on LinkedIn because I think she has some really great insights to share. So here's what she has to say. We were told, ciao. Now, because I'm a Gen Xer, I already know. This is just what it is right now, okay? It is what it is. All right. So we were told to wait our turn, but now what? For years, Gen X has been the steady, reliable backbone of the workplace. We're the ones who adapted when the internet rewired everything. I mean, let's be clear. People always want to talk about how millennials are the first generation to grow up in the internet age. No, they weren't, okay? Gen X has seen all of the technology changes, okay? Okay. I mean, I remember my very first computer class in high school. I think it was the Apple IICs or something like that. It was when you had the 5-inch floppy disk. You had to put in the boot disk, and then you had to put the other disk in so that the computer can turn on and run the programs. Yeah. And then the next year, I think it was like 88 or something like that. They had the little square white Macintoshes with the 3.5-inch sticks. Listen, baby, I have been through it all. Okay. Okay. So let's get these back on and get back into it. All right. So we navigated cubicles and open workspaces, emails and Slacks, faxes and Zoom calls. We've even watched the tragic transformation of MTV from world premiere music videos to endless reality shows. I mean, who watches MTV? Not my channel. Anywho, we've been the bridge between boomers and millennials, keeping the battles at bay. And yet, when it comes to the future of work, we keep hearing about millennials, Gen Z, and how businesses need to adapt for them. Where does that leave Gen X? To be quite honest, I am really tired of the whole narrative of, Gen X is the lost generation, the forgotten generation. It was like they labeled us that straight out of the womb, and they've treated us as such ever since. I mean, guys, it's been over 50 years of this stuff. Aren't y'all tired? Because I'm tired, okay? I'm tired. But anyhow, the truth is, Gen X is in a prime. Baby, we are in our prime, okay? Yes, we are. Gen X is in a prime position to be a key contributor of shaping the future of work if we stop waiting for permission and start leading. Yes, girl, yes. Why this moment matters most for Gen X. Gen X is stepping into the most critical leadership roles at a time when workplaces are experiencing massive shifts. Now, I will pause. Well, I'm going to keep on pausing, y'all. But I will pause and say that there are definitely some Gen Xers who are in leadership roles or who are poised for leadership roles after umpteen years in whatever industry or business that they've been in. But there are also some of us who are starting new careers or starting in new industries for whatever the reasons, and we're at the bottom rungs. But even for us, the beauty is that we can take experiences from whatever other industries we were in before and learn and adapt really quickly and rise through the ranks if people will let us. Anywho, so number one, expectations from millennials and Gen Zs. They're casting their vote for employers who align with their values for doing meaningful work and balancing work life as a priority. Those who adapt will attract the top talent and reap the benefits. I don't think that that's necessarily a millennial and Gen Z thing. I mean, as Gen Xers, we want and need work life balance too. I mean, some of us are dealing with children as well as aging parents. I'm in a situation where my aging parent, well, thank God she's as healthy as he is. Right now, as I'm recording it, this girl, she's away in Peru on a mission trip right now as we speak. So thankfully, she is definitely healthy enough. She lives by herself, but she has a community of people back home in New York, where I'm from, who really watch out and take care of her. And it gives me the flexibility to be where I live in Georgia, focusing on raising my 13-year-old. But I have empathy for some of us who don't have that flexibility or freedom. We need a work from home situation where we can be productive, we can bring in an income, and we can take care of everybody in our community. All right. Number two, why this moment matters most for Gen X. Knowledge gaps. Boomers are retiring and leaving huge knowledge gaps, and Gen X is expected to step up without a clear roadmap. I mean, when have we ever been given a clear roadmap to anything in life? Latchkey kids, raise your hands. So, those who take the initiative to be proactive and leaders in this shift will be invaluable. Listen, we got this. We know how to do this. And number three, it's time to strike. We're juggling work, life, and everything in between. Yet, we're still overlooked in the conversations about the modern workforce. Disrespectful. We're not on a fast track to retirement. Hell no. So step in and be a thought partner in these spaces. The future includes us too. She didn't say us, but I'm saying us. It includes us. So stop disregarding us, y'all. Gen X, we know how to lead. We certainly know how to lead ourselves. But we also need to rethink how leadership will work in the future. Micromanaging won't cut it. Because I said so leadership, nope. I mean, I know we heard it as youngsters all the time, but it's not going to cut it with these people. Child, it don't even cut it with my own 13-year-old child. Child. All he does is ask questions. But why? But why? But why? I'm tempted. I'm real tempted to say because I said so. But I give him real answers. And that's what this time period that we're in is craving, regardless of the generation that you're in. You will lose your best people before you know what hit you. The companies that figure this out sooner than later will win. That's exactly what we're unpacking in my episode, Groove is in the Heart, as in, Groove is in the heart, groove is in the heart, groove is in the heart. Don't get me singing the rest of it, child. Anyhow, shout out to D-Light and my senior year of high school. But anyhow, the episode is called Grooves in the Heart, Embracing Multi-Generational Leadership on the What's Next Gen X podcast with the most gracious host, Nicole Gray and Anne-Marie Henke. I hope I said that right. And then she links up to the podcast and lets you know what they talk about in it. Now, I definitely listened to the past podcast. I actually discovered it a couple of months ago, I think, when they were on their first or second episode. And I was like, I'm so in. And I've really been enjoying listening to their episodes. So I totally recommend you checking them out. I'll leave links in the description below. This particular podcast episode, I listened to it and I thought it was a really rich and free-flowing conversation. You really get an opportunity to experience Christina's passion, and she expounds further on the concepts in the article. So, what do I think about all this? Well, I have three thoughts. Number one, I really think that this message is for the boomer hiring managers and C suite executives, and even the Gen Xers who are kind of like the old heads who feel like, hey, I had to pay my dues to get here, so do you. I don't think that that's necessarily the way things are going to pan out as we continue to march into the future. I mean, I know there's like a bazillion and a half companies with all these back to work or back to the office mandates, but you're going to be losing people. People will come back into that office right now because they need their jobs, but trust and believe they're looking for something else. Do you want your best and your brightest just walking out of the door because you couldn't adapt? I think also this is important for companies to rethink their tendency to only want to hire people who are, 30 and below, because they think that younger people will take less of a salary and are more malleable and pliable where you can train them into whatever you want to do. But I tell you, I have seen a transformation of the workforce in my lifetime. When I was young, my mom used to say, you want to get a good job and you want to, you don't want to job hop. You want to stick with that job for a long time because people don't really look too favorably about that. Now people are jumping jobs every 18 months if it means an opportunity to get a better title, better working conditions, more money. We don't really care about that anymore. We're just like, as long as we keep the money flowing and this is a better opportunity or a better environment, a better situation, more opportunities for growth, baby, we're gone. Okay. So think about that. I know sometimes the justification for overlooking older candidates is like, well, they've been in this field for XYZ amount of time. They're going to expect ABC amount of dollars. We don't have that in the budget. Let me tell you something. Y'all got whatever you want in the budget. You will make whatever you need to have happen. Okay. In a former company that I worked in, I saw them try to woo back an employee, virtually doubling their salary. Where was this money the first time around? Okay. So to borrow a term from the millennials, miss me with the BS. Okay. Don't, if someone's applying for the job, they are obviously interested in the job. Don't assume that you know what they will accept or not accept. If they are a qualified candidate, then get to the end and get to the negotiations. Some people will take whatever you're offering because it offers them intangible benefits that you may not be aware of. Everybody's not going to tell you all their business in their interview. So please, if you are in any position of authority where you're dealing with hiring, you're thinking about your company's culture, whether you are a boomer, a Gen Xer, or a millennial leader, even if you're an older Gen Alpha leader and you've got your own startup and you're thinking about building out your team, don't only think about young people because they bring this one particular characteristics, which is great and you need that, but you also need people all over the spectrum. Diversity doesn't only mean race or gender. It also includes age because you're going to get different experiences and you want to be able to benefit from it all. So if you are in a position of power and authority in these spaces and you're responsible for hiring or you can influence hiring and you agree, then I think one of the best things you can do is share this article, share Christina's work with your colleagues, talk about it, and then make changes. My second thought about this article is that I think it's a really encouraging message for Gen X professionals who are on the job hunt. Back in 2023, when I was spending the entire year looking for a job, I truly felt like I was being age shamed or age restricted. And it was very, very frustrating. I'm like, I know I'm qualified for this position. Why am I not even getting at least a call back or an opportunity to do a first round interview? This is ridiculous. Now, I did have some opportunities where I did get further into the process. Of course, I don't know who they ultimately chose, but just getting that opportunity was so few and far between. It was so discouraging to me and it really colored my job outlook. So I think a message like this is really important in helping us keep our spirits up that no, we're not washed up. We're not ready to go out to pasture. We've got a good other 15, 20 years of great productivity left in us. I mean, come on. How old is Warren Buffett and he's still at the head of his company? I mean, come on. Isn't he in his 80s or something? And wouldn't that make him like part of the silent generation? I mean, And not to mention, even Warren Buffett, he didn't even come into the wealth that he has now, if I'm not mistaken, until he was in his 50s. So it's like when you're in your 50s, you're just getting started. You're just now being able to access a couple of decades worth of wisdom and say, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I'm ready to run. And yet that's exactly the same time where people are like, now your youth is gone. You're no longer useful. I don't know why we are so youth obsessed, but we need to get over it. So if you are a job seeker, the journey might be a little bit longer. It may take a little while for you to find that right fit environment who is going to see you and value you and say, yes, we want you on our team. But you have to hang in there, just like I had to hang in there. You got this. I'm thinking about possibly planning on sharing some job hunting and resume tips for Gen Xers. So if you're interested in that type of video, drop me some comments down below. Let me know if you have any questions about those specific areas. Let me know in the comments section so that I am sure to address it in my upcoming videos. And then my third thought on this article is that if traditional job hunting isn't working or it's not working as fast as you would like it, then maybe it's time to switch up the strategy a little bit. Maybe it's time to consider going into consulting or going into coaching or going into being a freelancer or contract worker. Again, companies will spend big budgets to have specialized trainers come in for a 1 day or 2 or 3 day workshops or to implement whatever type of training. They'll do that in a heartbeat. So maybe that's how you need to begin to pitch yourself. And one of the easiest ways to position yourself for more contract positions, consulting opportunities, training opportunities, speaking opportunities is by becoming an author of a book. And if you write a series, even better. So, as a book writing coach, of course, I am a big proponent of writing books concerning topics in your field so that you can now leverage it for higher level industry networking, the ability to get media opportunities, to be accepted as a speaker at conferences. I mean, this is huge for your personal or business brand. Dare I say critical? And if you're thinking, oh, well, what can I write about? Or everything that needs to be written in my field has already been written. It hasn't been written with your experience and your particular lens in it. Each of those books have not reached everybody that could potentially be reached. And you have a unique audience that you are destined to reach. So if you're not sure how to get started writing a book, my biggest recommendation is to download my free resource, 4 Steps to Start Writing Your Book, at writingwithdeniserenee.com/4 steps. The link is down in the description below. And then the next thing I really recommend you to do is to check out one of these videos next. It will help you on your journey of writing a book that you can then leverage to craft your dream career or business. So go ahead and click on it, and I will see you on the other side.